Hey guys, so it is currently 8 o'clock. I took a nap earlier and told myself that, yeah, I'm gonna film this wrap up after I get up from my nap. And I was wholeheartedly ready to do that until I went to get on my MacBook and realized that it needed an update. So I updated it once. That took about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Then there was another update, I guess, so I updated that one. Took probably another 40 minutes. So it's been like an hour and a half since I got up from my damn nap. It's 8 o'clock now. But at least we're here, we're doing it now. Like, I'm committed to this, so here we are. It's been a while. You guys all know that I just moved into this house. Like, I started a new job and everything, but went on vacation, turned 18. Here we are. This is where we are now. So this is gonna be my August through October wrap up. I have all of my thoughts and my ratings on my computer here. I hope you guys like the setup. This is my little reading corner. My bookshelf's over there. I have all of the books I read in two little stacks here. I guess we can just get started. This started in August, and the first one that I read in August was this little thing called Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. This is about basically a woman who's in a relationship and finds out that he was with somebody else or something, basically gets cheated on, and so she kind of reinvents herself by going to work at her uncle's bookstore, and she meets new friends and finds comfort in books. I rated this 2.75. It was cute, but I don't remember a lot. Who's to say that you're gonna remember a lot from something like this? Something this small. I remember a lot from Mice and Men. So, anyways, this book was $17. Never should have spent that much on this book. I didn't like the plot. It felt all over the place. I did like the characters though and the people that she met. It was cute. Like, if you want a filler book or like something to reach your goal for the month, this is fine. I read this in one sitting. This is the book that I read in my real-time read with me. I mean, it's fine. Like, it's nothing special. Then I read Saving Six by Chloe Walsh. This is the third book in the Boys of Tommen series. This one follows Joey, who's Shannon's brother, and Aoife, who is the love interest. This is basically about Joey and him dealing with his abusive household and him getting started with drugs and how he turns to them in times of stress. And Aoife is kind of like the glue holding him together. You know what I mean? I rated this 4. I love this series. This one was pretty good. I'd say it was pretty good. But I think, a bigger fan of Johnny and Shannon, because I feel like Joey and Aoife are more like, their books are very obviously more spicy, and I just feel like it's a little bit too much. I like Johnny and Shan because they are a lot more emotionally connected, I think. I mean, yes, Joey and Aoife are as well, but I just feel like their relationship is more focused on emotional things in Binding 13 and Keeping 13, which I like more. Still, this one was good. I read Redeeming Six, and I'll be talking about that soon, so just wait for that. I have more thoughts. Then I read The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This series was really good. So this is basically about Cassie, who is a natural at reading people, which means that she can tell exactly who you are and what you want. She doesn't know about this, but the FBI has started a program called The Naturals for teens like her who have these abilities in order to help solve crimes and cases. So one of the teens in The Naturals, the program, comes and talks to her about joining it. She's with it. Like, her home life is not very good. She has an absent father, and her mother is literally presumed dead. Like, her mom is a part of a case, which comes up later on in the series. So she joins the program, and it's basically them just like solving a case. Each book is for, like, one book is for one case. So there's 4 cases throughout the series. I rated this 3. It was just the beginner book, so it was pretty good, like getting to know everybody and stuff. Finished it really fast, super fast paced. Definitely would recommend to anybody who wants like a super fast paced, thrilling book. Yeah, I read the rest of the series, so I'll also be talking about those ones next. Then in September, I started off reading Flawless by Elsie Silver. This one I was pretty nervous to read because I didn't think I would like it. But this is basically a steamy cowboy romance following a professional bull rider and an agent, and the agent is trying to like clear up his image, and then, you know, things get steamy. You know, I thought I was scared to read this because Elsie Silver's books are super popular on TikTok, and I'm also nervous to read the next books because I'm literally all she writes about is cowboys. She's got this series with 5 books in it, and then she's got the Wild Love, I don't know what series they're called, but and then there's the other one, I think. But I just don't understand how she can keep writing about it and make it not sound the same. You know what I mean? That's a different story. I rated this 3.5. It was pretty good. Pretty spicy. I think it's good. I think I'll continue it because it's free on Kindle Unlimited, but not sure if I'll buy the books because it's not like my favorite series. But yeah, I'm definitely open to reading more of her books. So then I read Night Shift by Annie Crown, and if you guys watched my moving vlog, this made an appearance in that. I was talking about how I was really liking it, but I was nervous about the ending. This one is about a bookworm and a basketball player. And she spends her days working in the library, and he's you know, like a partier, whatever, the fucking stereotypical shit. But he needs help with an assignment, and he turns to her while she's working, and she helps him, and then like things go from there. I thought it was really cute. I really liked the whole he's a basketball player and she's like the library girl. Like, it was really spicy, so if you don't like that, I wouldn't read this. I was nervous because it's like a Wattpad book. I don't know what this means. It's got the Wattpad logo on it and shit, and it says buy Wattpad books. I don't know, I was really nervous. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna be good because it's from Wattpad, but it was really good. It was a little longer than I feel like it should have been. Like, I feel like things could have been resolved and they could have been together a lot faster. It was really good. So, then I read Twisted Love by Anna Huang. This is about Alex, who's a grumpy billionaire with a dark past, and Ava, who's a photographer, who also has a dark past. Ava's brother asks Alex to watch her while he's gone, and she's like, no, I can look after myself. Like, I'm not a fucking child, which is exactly what I would say. Like, that's kind of fucking weird. But they end up, you know, getting steamy, and they uncover a lot of secrets and past trauma. It was interesting. Will I continue this series? Most definitely. I have the rest of the books on my shelf. Lexi, aka Newly Nova on YouTube, did a truly deranged recap of Twisted Love. If you don't want to read this book, but you want to know like how fucking stupid and weird it is, watch that video, because that truly depicts this book. It was a really quick and easy romance read, so I did like it. Rated it 2.5 though. It was just something interesting. Then I read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is a book that I read along with my mom and my dad's girlfriend while we were on vacation. Probably not the best book to read while you're on vacation. Would not recommend doing that. Because first of all, it's huge, especially if you're going to the beach. My book is so warped from how wet it got. It was just a pain in the ass trying to read this on vacation. Anyways, in case you actually have not heard about this book, let me tell you what it's about. This is a historical fiction novel set in France during World War II, and it's about 2 sisters, Vianne and Isabel, who have very separate ways of dealing with this war and what's going on. Vianne is a mother, so she strives to protect her family when her husband is sent to war. And Isabel joins the French resistance to risk her life to save other people. Holy cow, like, this book, this is a 4.5, first of all. I cried so hard. I cried so hard in the living room while I was reading the end of this. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Definitely after reading this, I will be reading more of Kristen Hanna. I really love her writing. But the only reason it's not a 5-star is because I wish we had more information about the characters at the end. This was really good. Like, I'm so happy, and reading it alongside my mom and my dad's girlfriend it was really fun, and we all cried. It's really fun to have read a book in a certain, like, place so that every time you think about this book, you also think about when you were reading it. Every time I think about this book, I'll think about vacation, and I'll think about how fun it was to read this. Now, on to October. I read Killer Instinct, which is the second book in the Natural series. I rated this a 3.5. As I said before, it's just like another case that they're trying to solve in each book. It's like there's nothing more I can say about this, because I don't really want to talk about all of the freaking cases. If you want to know about the cases, go ahead and look it up, and it's literally on the back of the book what the case is about. Anyways, I rated this 3.5. It was another really good book in the series. Really liked this series. Then I read The Long Walk by Stephen King. This is when I started getting into my, like, spooky vibes, mood, whatever. This is about an annual competition where 100 teenage boys, this is like a dystopian novel, so 100 teenage boys sign up for The Long Walk, where they have to walk continuously without stopping until there's one left. The prize was that you get all your wishes granted for the rest of your life, I believe. Or it was like one big wish. I can't really remember right now. If they stop walking, they receive if they stop walking or slow down, they receive holy shit. Oh my god. If they slow down or stop walking, they receive a warning, and after 3 warnings, you're eliminated. This follows Ray, who starts to be friends with other people there, which is probably the worst thing you could fucking do in a situation like that. I don't know why he would do that. Yeah, I rated this a 2.5 because the ending was really disappointing. I found this on TikTok and heard the premise from some TikTok, and I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I wonder how that would go. So I read it, and the ending was like, what the fuck? Like, that's all? Are you serious? You're not gonna give me more? That's really fucking rude, and I feel like that was a waste of time. I did read this in 2 days, though. Very quick, very easy, very fast. It was pretty good. Then I read Carrie by Stephen King. This book, guys. I love Stephen King. I haven't read a lot of his books yet. I have so many of his books. I have a shelf dedicated to him. I love his writing. This is the scariest book I've ever read. And you guys might judge me because it's not scary in the way of, like, monsters. This is about a shy, bullied girl who discovers her own telekinetic abilities. And a huge plot point is that she's raised by her fanatically religious mother, which makes Carrie isolated and misunderstood. But her classmates play a really fucked up, disturbing prank on her at prom, and she gets really fucking pissed off, and things blow up, basically, is what happens. This was a 5-star. Again, the scariest fucking book I've ever read. But it was scary because of the religion in this book. It grossed me out every time her mother was talking to her, or her mother was just talking at all. I, like, can't even explain to you how nasty it fucking was to read about. And I'm not, like, a religious person. I believe in God. I don't feel like I need to tell you about my personal beliefs, but I'm not, like, a Christian. I don't go to church. I don't do that kind of stuff. And this really did it for me. Like, reading this and just thinking about religion as a whole after reading this was like, holy shit. That's fucking scary. Like, probably I wouldn't read this if I was a Christian. Take that with a grain of salt. Look up trigger warnings. Look up what you need to know. Like, I think you guys should know that I read some pretty fucking twisted books and some weird books, so probably look up the trigger warnings if that's something that you worry about, if one of my books interests you. Anyways, that was like a really odd tangent that I had to go on because I feel like it's important, because that is such a huge part of this book, and that's kind of why I loved it so much. It was a 5 stars for me. It was fucked up, it was disturbing, it was traumatic, but it was so good. Anyways, that's Carrie for you. Then I read the 4th book in the Naturals, All In, by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Again, just following another fucking thing, another case. This one, though, this one's my favorite book in the series. This one follows crimes happening at casinos in Las Vegas, sorry. And it was just really interesting, and I really liked the casino aspect of it. I rated this a 4. It's just really fast-paced, really fun. There's not much more I can say about it. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Read the series, okay? Then I read Bad Blood, and this comes with, like, the novella at the end called 12. This one got really confusing, and I'm not sure how this can be considered a YA series after reading this, because it was pretty fucking gory and pretty insane, like, culty shit. This one follows Cassie's mom's case, because like I said, when I was talking about the first book, her mom was presumed dead. So this one, they're figuring out what happened to her. And it got really confusing at times, and it was interesting. Now, the novella was kind of stupid. I was like, okay, the novella's in here. I'll just read it. I might as well. If it wasn't in this book, I probably wouldn't have gone out to buy it to read it. It was pretty useless, honestly. But if you really love the series and you love the characters and you want more detail about where they end up, then yeah, I would recommend you read it. I'll say, like, this series was really good. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star series. It's more of like a 4-star series. It was really good, and I definitely would recommend it. But I might not reread it. I probably won't. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this series. The last book that I read in October was Redeeming 6 by Chloe Walsh, which is the 4th book in the Boys of Tommen series. This focuses again on Joey and Aoife, and this one really fucking bugged me. First of all, not only is it almost 800 pages, and I'm telling you, these pages are fucking long. Like, the text in this is tiny, and it's like Bible thin pages. If you know how long these books are. If this was 200 pages less, I would have liked it a lot more. I rated it a 3. Obviously, I'm going to talk about it, so... Aoife has got to stand up. I was fucking so pissed off every time that Aoife let Joey just fucking walk over her, basically. And this is something worth talking about because obviously in Joey's books, he's an addict, so addiction is part of his story. And I know that relapse is part of addiction, so obviously that's going to be in his story. But it was so many times. Like, addiction is a very real and serious thing. But in this book, it was just, like, so insane. And I have been in relationships where people do rely on drugs. Not as serious as what Joey goes through. But I know people who go through this. And I would not have stayed with someone who kept doing this over and over and over again. Especially if I was pregnant or had a child. Aoife was carrying her baby while he was out doing these drugs. Like, people are like, OMG, I love Joey so much. I love Joey and Aoife. Please, like, Aoife went through so fucking much. You guys overlook that so easily. I don't understand why you guys romanticize this so much. This is so serious. Like, it was over and over and over and over that he was relapsing and going back to these drugs, and I just got more annoyed each time. And then he finally fucking went to rehab. I was like, thank God. Thank the Lord. Anyways, that being said, still really love this series. Like, I'm going to continue it. I love the characters, and I definitely recommend this series to people who like romance, but especially like character-oriented romance books. That is all I have to say that is all the books that I read from August through October. That's 12 books. That doesn't seem like a lot. I also wanted to talk about my goal for this year was to read 50 books because last year was 75 and I didn't reach that. And it's 50 this year and I've read 40 so far, so I have 10 left to read in November and December, which I think I can achieve. I just have to really get going. I have to read 5 books for each month at least. But I did want to talk about, I think next year instead of setting a yearly goal, I'm just going to do monthly goals for books. So like in January, I'll be like, okay, this month my goal is to read 3 books, so I can evaluate what's going on in the month and see like, okay, it's not, if I'm going on vacation, it's going to be unattainable for me to read 5 books because I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks out of the month. So maybe I'll set a goal for me to read 3 books. So I think that's what I'm going to do next year just so that I am able to achieve my goal, because this is like my second year of really reading seriously. So I really just don't think like the yearly goals are working for me. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for sticking with me and listening to my fucking tangents about my books. I hope you guys like the setup. Let me know what you think. I love you guys. Oh, and thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I was so happy. I think I'm up to 120 now. That moving vlog actually did good. I'm so excited. Thank you guys a lot. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. Have a good night or a good day or whatever. Bye.